If you've never heard of Hermes Agent as a real estate agent, then you're in the right place right now. What we're going to do is create a whole brand new playlist on YouTube on all the many use cases that apartment locator real estate agents can use and set up relatively quickly to get back hours and hours and hours every single week by delegating a lot of really important tasks to Agentic AI. We're living in a seriously insane world right now. I think at this point, everyone is familiar with ChatGPT. That really shocked the world because now the world is understanding that you can talk to AI and it can give you realistic, high quality answers back over chat. So that was crazy. But now with these AI agentic models, AI can actually not only talk to you and tell you correct answers, but it can take control of your whole entire laptop and do things a human would do on a laptop. So if you engineer this properly, you can nowadays have AI do actual real work for you. So the plan is to walk you through use cases on how we can have agentic AI, specifically Hermes Agent, not OpenClaw, do daunting tasks like lead gen, SEO building, GEO building as well. We'll get into what that is and how I think GEO will eventually overtake SEO in the future anyways. So how we can prepare for that and start ranking right now with GEO. And then we're going to talk about other incredible use cases like auto blog writing, press releases, which are underrated, and all of the many things to lead generate as real estate agents. So whether you're an apartment locator, a realtor, a commercial agent, or anything to do inside of the real estate industry, it doesn't really matter. You can apply these use case videos inside of this YouTube playlist to basically a lot of other businesses. You don't just have to be an apartment locator. However, the use cases will be for the apartment locating industry, hence the name of my channel. So once we knock out all of the lead gen Hermes videos, we're then going to get into the second phase of having Hermes take control of the number one tool that we use every day as locators, our proprietary database. Because remember, if realtors use the MLS as their number one tool, well, then locators use the proprietary locator database as our number one tool, right? Whether it's smart locating or smart apartment data or Spark apartment data if you're in Texas, right? In Chicago and stuff. So we're going to connect Agentic AI into these databases so it can do the sorting and the filtering and the finding out what deal is actually the best in whatever little pocket of the city our clients are interested in. Right, so this is just going to be a value-packed YouTube playlist. It's going to be incredible. If you've never heard of Hermes Agent, it's okay. We're going to get you caught up, and then we're going to show you how we can set this up safely so none of us gets hacked, right? And we're going to put in certain guardrails so all of this will work effectively and for the long term. It's incredible the time we're living in right now. I mean, for years, I've been talking about how apartment locating is relatively easier than anything else that you can do with your real estate license. And that is technically true because as a locator, it's not like you have to really deal with like contracts or getting buyer's rep or tenant's rep signed with every new client. There's no inspections that you have to attend or back and forth or negotiation. Really like no negotiating at all as a locator. If an apartment is out of budget, you just show them another unit, but there's never any like negotiating, right? So that is huge. Payment is a whole lot easier as well. You don't have to attend a closing like a realtor. So generally, it's already known that locators have an easier time compared to realtors or any other real estate, license holder out there. That's true. But what I'm trying to aim to do with my vision on AI agentic models like Hermes Agent in particular, because it's safer than OpenClaw, what I want this to do is to take someone that is technically a bad locator and then make them good via asking Hermes where all the best deals are, right? Because if you think about it, the number two biggest struggles apartment locators have in the business is number one, lead gen, of course, right? People struggle with generating their own leads effectively, right? So a lot of times they just rely on their broker and just hopefully the broker gives them leads. So if you can lead gen by yourself, that's massive in this business, right? All business in every industry is lead gen. So lead gen is difficult, right? So we're going to make sure that AI tackles that effectively, and we're going to cover lead gen for us, right? In the most modern way possible today. But then the second big challenge, other than lead gen, is actually doing the job, right? Say leads come to you, and let's just take Austin, Texas as an example. And you get a client that's like, hey, I need a 2-bedroom townhouse in Round Rock, ideally downtown Round Rock, like Louis Henna or something, right? And this is my budget, whatever the budget is. What are the best deals? It's great that you generated that lead, but if you can't help them quickly because locating is fast paced, then you're going to lose that client, or they'll accidentally work with another locator, or they're just going to tour on Saturday anyways and sign. So you have to help them and provide a solution sort of fast as a locator, right? So a lot of the work that we do as a locator is we boot up our proprietary locator database, and then we go to Round Rock, and then we sort and we filter based on their budget, the square footage, everything they're telling us about what they want. And then we're kind of like comparing a list of a lot of apartments against each other to really find the best fit for the client. And once we have one or two options, then we follow back up with the client, usually a later point in the future. And then we try to persuade them to go out and tour and just write our name down if they apply, right? That's kind of like the life cycle or the workflow as a locator. But a lot of the times, if you just suggest the wrong 2 apartments, or they're really not the best deals in that area, your client's just not going to apply, right? So then you're back on the database doing more work, sifting through numbers and data, and it's just kind of a work. That's the work locators do. But what if Agentic AI could do that for you, sort the properties, filter, actually weigh the concessions and the move-in specials for you, and then determine what the actual best 2 apartments are? And what if it could do that in a couple of minutes for you automatically, right? So then your job as a locator only really becomes connecting with your leads, making them trust you, working on your voice over the phone. Can you build rapport? Can you make them feel like, you're their friend? What if that was your only real job? What if AI models could not only generate leads for you, but also put in that work on the database and find you custom, 2 or 3 of the best deals for you, right? So then it's just a lot off your plate, like lead gen off your plate, doing the actual job off your plate. So then what is even the job as a locator now? Being friendly with people and working on your voice over the phone. That's a lot easier than what we were doing before. So that's kind of the vision with all of this, right? Is let's have AI lead gen for us, do the actual grunt work for us. So that way we can just have fun over the phone, connect with people, and then just make money that way, right? So make this easy business even easier, basically, okay? So I'm super excited to set this up. I'm going to show you all of this stuff. And we're going to use Hermes Agent over OpenClaw because I think it's safer. There's more guardrails, and Hermes learns as you use it more, right? So there's less like plugin issues and hacking and, rootkits, inside of the code in the third-party market for the plugins. So that's why I like Hermes Agent. It's just better, in my opinion, over OpenClaw. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you made it to the end, I'm super excited to put this playlist together. So let's get started. Hit the subscribe if you made it this far, and then the little notification bell, because all of this is going to happen in real time going forward. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.